What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital. We're here with Alex Klenman, CEO and Director of Manning Ventures. Nice to have you on, Alex. How are you doing today?
Good, Aaron. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. So can you start by giving us a brief intro to Manning Ventures and telling us a bit about yourself and the company?
Absolutely. Well, Manning Ventures was put together mainly as, we kind of call it a sector agnostic company. So that just means we have the flexibility. We're not roped into one box where we have to stay within those lanes. We can pursue multiple critical elements in exploration projects, which we like. It gives our shareholders exposure in multiple areas. If one sector is cold, one sector might be hot. So you're never sort of stuck waiting for the cycles to come back in your favor. You have that exposure, which really helps. I'm a longtime capital markets guy. I've been involved for longer than I care to admit. But I'm involved with several companies right now, and Manning is one of them. And I really like the fact that Manning has this flexible sort of feel to it, because I think that's what investors want. There's so much issue these days where one sector gets super cold and you're stuck and you have to wait and you have to buy multiple companies to do that. And I've had people over the years tell me, well, it's a little bit confusing for investors. And I said, have you ever heard of Rio Tinto? I mean, we're not Rio Tinto, but they have their fingers in multiple things. Most of the big companies do. So no reason why a smaller cap junior version of that can't work and thrive.
Exactly. That's very interesting. So just to build on that, so Manning Ventures, like you said, has broad exposure to multiple projects targeting copper, lead, zinc, cobalt, nickel, platinum, palladium, and even gold, silver, and uranium. So can you tell us more about your significant projects and how you're able to offer such diversity?
Yeah, no, we started really with some gold and silver projects. Our Flint Lake project is an earn-in. It's in Ontario. We really like the numbers. That's a great project to pursue, and we're in the process of doing that. We have iron ore assets in Quebec, which is really ground zero in the country for iron ore deposits. And iron ore has had some interesting price fluctuations in the last year. Hit record highs or near record highs, and then dropped precipitously, and now has bounced back quite nice. We're in the process of waiting for some drill permits to come through, and we'll be drilling. The plan is to drill some of our iron ore assets. We have expandable resources there to achieve. So we're really happy about that. And then our recent acquisition, this Newfoundland project portfolio. There's 4 projects that we've acquired. We really like Newfoundland as a place to operate. It's one of the best, if not the best, mining jurisdiction in Canada at the moment. Things are happening fast there. Obviously, new companies like Newfound Gold making massive generational discoveries in the gold space has really brought a lot of attention to Newfoundland. But look, if it's underexplored for gold, it's likely underexplored for other materials, which is why we made the deal we did.
So yeah, like you said, Manning is focused on Newfoundland, yet we don't know as much about the area as opposed to other areas like Ontario or British Columbia. Can you tell us more about why you picked Newfoundland and what potential lies there?
Yeah, well, you got to look at the area and how much exploration it's had over the last several decades. So you go to places like Red Lake, you go to places like the Golden Triangle in British Columbia, and you've got some other, the Timmins Camp and other areas that have had a lot of systematic exploration done over the last few decades. Still not the same as some of the bigger places, say like Nevada for gold. Still enough. Whereas in Newfoundland, really, we had big companies like Noranda that had really worked the ground in the 80s and the early 90s. And after that, when Noranda and some of the other big companies sort of left the game in Canada and Newfoundland, there was 3X, there was changes to flow-through rules, there was a dip in mining. And so they walked, and a lot of the ground fell into the hands of local prospectors. So you'd had this sort of small pieces of work being done here and there. Nothing huge, nothing systematic, and certainly not the attention that you would have in other places in Canada. So we have this great opportunity to work underexplored ground that's ripe for discovery. I mean, there's been many recent estimations that there's going to be impactful discoveries made in Newfoundland for the next 5 or 10 years. Certainly beginning to happen in the gold space. CSE and other companies like Newfound Gold, and they're and Marathon and others in Newfoundland are making some excellent gold discoveries. But if it's underexplored for gold, it's likely underexplored for other materials as well. So it's the reason we made the deal we did, and we like the sort of polymetallic feel to those projects, the 2 of the 4 projects we picked up. We think there's huge upside in that space with some base metals, some critical battery metals and things like that in the play. So we're happy, and we think we're set up to thrive over the next year or 2.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for you guys. So what are some of the most important catalysts on the horizon in the near term for Manning Ventures?
Sure. Well, really it's going to come down to work we do on the ground. There's 2 things that drive share price in this business. One is, good results. The other is, and nobody really gives it enough credit, but it's sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the guy when the CEO of a public company who stands on a soapbox and takes all the credit for a hot play when sentiment is the reason for it. We're like the guys who run sailboats. We put our sail up and we hope wind comes along to carry the boat. And that's the case with all companies. And really, it's not us, it's sentiment. We just need to make sure timing is right, and that we're able to make impactful discovery or generate impactful news, positive news, while sentiment is there. So the thing with Manning is, sentiment in one space, sentiment in another. They don't always happen simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
A commodities market's an exception, and we think we're headed into a really robust commodities market. So that should bode well for Manning shareholders, as we have, as you mentioned, exposure across a wide variety of sectors and spaces.
Definitely. So what's the one thing you're most excited about for Manning Ventures in the near term?
Well, I really like the acquisitions we just made. I think there's district scale. That's another thing you need. You need size. The size of a project is always, may not end up being that big.
Mm-hmm.
Do all the exploration work, but certainly starting with a wide net is one way to help, one way to expedite discovery. And so we have that. And I like where we're headed. I think commodities are going to fly. There's a lot of reasons why. The macro picture is sort of pointing us in that direction. So, I think the opportunity for Manning to increase its market cap over the next 12 to 18 months is staring us right in the face.
Definitely. It should be an exciting year for you guys, and I'm excited to cover it for you. So is there, where's the best place for investors to go for more information about the company?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously our website has a lot of details on it. Follow us on social media as well. We're just sort of ramping up our efforts on the social media side to keep up with our peers. But we believe in it, and we believe in real-time updates that we can put out through social media channels to keep people updated. But I'm also really available. So if anybody is a shareholder, prospective shareholder, wants to have a conversation with me, you can do so. Just contact me through the website. And I do a lot of one-on-ones with people all the time. I spend a lot of time talking to shareholders and prospective shareholders. I make that a priority.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex, for all the updates, and I look forward to covering the company. Best of luck this year.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate it. Look forward to talking again.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.